Everyone should buy and take care of more plants. They are beautiful little creatures, and they deserve all of our love and attention. 100%. Plantasia is a calming, relaxing focus tool that you can have side by side with the rest of the work that you juggle in your life. It sits there on the bottom of your computer and it gently grows plants in kind of like a calm, very serene environment. And it doesn't take up your important field of vision, leaving you space to continue doing work or maybe playing a game or chatting with friends. And then it itself is like a gentle botany game where you mix and match different plants, grow it on a space station, and send it down to revitalize barren planets that need new life. Through the narrative dialogue options you can have with characters, we're also implementing a kind of a reputation system and grow relationships with the different characters based on how you kind of take care of all the plants that you send out to the different people in the science team. So we've got our AI, the bear, and depending on how you work with him, you get different kind of personality responses from them as the game progresses, and the game keeps track of the different kind of emotions you've been displaying with your AI, and it grows with you. And then obviously the reputation from the different people, a part of Plantasia, they've all got different beliefs and different ways that they want the growth or regrowth of these planets near Plantasia to be treated. And when you work with them, you kind of build up this reputation both in the narrative of the game, but also mechanically. And I think the interweaving of it is going to be really fun. I would definitely say it would be all the communications between the different characters you have in Plantasia. We've got some excellent characters being designed by artists and our like narrative people, and they're so beautiful. I just cannot wait to put them all fully fleshed into the game. That the narrative like programming to get all the communication in. I'm so excited to see it like fully completed, and once it's in the game, it's gonna be fantastic. I think as a kid, when you played a bunch, I grew up playing with like my family members, my siblings, my friends, my neighbors, and all that stuff. It was really fun to do, just like to play games and like have good times with them. And it was always like a good thing. But the moment, I think it was like middle school, someone told me like in class that they were like, you can do that for a job. And I was like mind blown. I was like, what? You can? And from that day on, I was like, this is exactly what I want to do. I had so much fun playing it as a kid, and I still have fun playing games now with my friends and family that I was like, I got to make this for the next group of people. So that's why I got into it for sure. I think it's been a great environment for just like learning and working with teams. Working with any studio is always an experience, and there's always something new to take away from it, usually just in like team building or working on like a new coding process or design process. But for Plantasia specifically at Cave Bear, it's been really nice to kind of like exercise the strictly online kind of team environment where everything's just about like working to make meetings with people that you need to meet with, and then like getting projects that you want to get done as effectively as you can, like through the people you can meet. It's been great for like inter-team communication or cross-team communication in the most condensed sense or the most efficient sense, where it's just like meeting with the people you need to meet for the exact projects you need to work on, and then you just do team meetings to get everyone on the same page on the weekly basis. So it's been really cool to learn how like all that can work. Working here at like this indie studio by indies for indies, it's been like really good learning experience on like the smaller scale, because when you work with larger companies, they've got everything figured out to like a large machination degree. But in an indie studio, one of my goals is to start my own indie studio one day, and seeing this happen like live, real time, that this like indie studio is like working and just like networking with people left and right, picking up people here, like getting these things working out of seemingly thin air is very inspirational to see that it can be done. And I was like, you know what, this is an awesome environment to be in. It's a lot of good indie studio experience on how to like kind of reach out to people and work together. Since it's by indies for indies kind of studio, it's been a really good like experience to get over kind of like the voice in your head that's just like, oh, you know, maybe it can't happen, maybe an indie studio can't happen, or getting projects like this off the ground is really hard. But then you see it happen real time with the team you're working on, and it's just really inspirational to be like, wow, you know, like stuff like this can happen, and we can be a part of it, and we can learn from all the like growth that we have as like a team. That it's been probably my favorite part about how this aligns with kind of my goals and dreams as a game designer, to see something come out of a group of indies from what like maybe the thought in my head saying, oh, you know, it can't happen, to it's happening, you know, we're here, we're doing it kind of thing. Since I'm relatively new, I think the advice I'd give myself for onboarding on like projects where it's later in the development life, it's work hard and focus on the tasks at hand as always, but don't stress it so much that you need to intake as much responsibility as possible. You're only human. You can do as much as you can, and you can do it well. So just keep at it. It's gonna be all right. I think a great example of a struggle that was kind of new to me, but definitely worth going through the process, is coming into a project post, post the early stages of development. Because I'm coming in and there's mountains of like narrative to read about, there's fully designed game documents to read through and like bulletproof, make sure you understand everything. I racked up like hundreds of questions for myself, hundreds of questions for other people on the team. There's all the different programs I've got to look through and make sense and heads or tails of what I'm looking at. It was really good for kind of understanding the system as like an outside or like a third party perspective. Because instead of being like, oh yeah, I've seen it grow and I obviously know the finer minutiae of like the whole game as it's been worked on, it was like, okay, can you really make heads or tails of a project if you jump in kind of head first in the middle of like the hurricane of the design process? And the answer is yes, but it was a lot of work and it was really confusing, but it was honestly really, really satisfying to kind of have everything click into place. But it was a fun struggle to have.